Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So today I'm going to be doing this video solo. In case you haven't noticed, the hubster is definitely going to be going back to work. I myself am still on maternity leave, so I'm going to be seeing a little bit more of me for now, but he'll be in some videos. Just, you know, look forward to those. Today's video, I'm not even gonna lie, it's kind of interesting. I don't know what to say about it yet. It's coming from a woman who may or may not have hit the wall yet, but she's talking about 10 things that you should do to make sure that you don't settle. So let's go ahead and see what she's talking about, shall we?
10 signs that you are settling. Your standards on the way that you want to be treated. Your standards on the way you want to feel when you're in a relationship. Your standards on how financially stable you want to feel in a relationship with someone. You want to be able to share the same religion, the same beliefs as your partner. Your standards of you wanting to have kids. And the list goes on.
All right, 20 seconds in, and I already have something to say. First of all, I'm not going to knock this lady. She's very beautiful, dark-skinned woman. I would like to see what she would look like without a gold wig. I mean, that's a bit much for, you know, what she's got going on for her look. I don't like blonde hair on people that dark. I'm just personally not into that. She's also wearing a lot of makeup, and the way it looks, I mean, it just draws attention to all the wrong things. I do not like when people outline their lips with something dark and then leave the inside clear. I don't know. It's just, it's bothersome to me. And then you can definitely tell that's a wig. That's not a sew-in. That's not a quick weave. That is a full-blown, we can see the glue, honey wig. And I'm just not liking that. I feel like somebody as pretty as she is can do a lot better. Can just do a lot better. I don't know. Like, I feel like she's gorgeous. And for her to just be like trying to, you know, I don't know. I don't know why these people who are dark skinned wear blonde wigs. I just personally don't think that I would ever do that. If I was darker, I would, if I did wear a wig or weave of some sort, I would definitely use 4C type hair styles. I would do like braids or like maybe even like locks, just something that looks closer to your natural look. Just because this right here, it automatically screams fake. And I think a lot of guys, for one, are going to be turned off by that. But hey, that's just my opinion.
These are the things that are super important to you. A preference is, oh, he has to be 6'4". He has to be light skinned. He has to be dark skinned. He has to be English. He has to be black. Like, these are preferences. These are not standards. The first sign is that you justify him a lot. Whether to your friends, whether to yourself, you justify him a lot. You can't just say, this is my guy and I absolutely love everything about him. He's great. You almost say it, but then you're like, but he doesn't have, but he cannot do, but he's good in all these other areas. We women do that a lot. But in this area, he's got this, he's got what I'm looking for in this area. And I think when we're starting to justify a person, you have to start questioning, is this a person that you really want, or you're just making excuses? Second sign that you are settling for less than what you deserve or what you want is that you don't accept him for who he is. You keep on thinking about his potential. You keep on thinking about who he could be rather than accepting him for who he is right now.
Okay. This is like how to be single 101. I'm pretty sure she's not in a relationship based on the videos that I've seen. When it comes to dating somebody, of course they're not going to be at their full potential if they're young. Like, if you're dating somebody who's like 50 plus, then yeah, they've more than likely settled in life and have figured out where they're going. But like, if you're dating somebody who's in their like even mid 40s or below, yeah, they're probably not at their full potential, you know, especially when it comes to like career. So you can't judge people based on that. But for me, like I was saying in my last video with my husband about the debate, I don't know if you guys watched that, definitely check the link in the description box if you want to see my opinion on it. But I wouldn't even talk to somebody that I thought was not working or not at least doing something. Like, I'm looking for a rich guy off rip. I'm looking for everything I want in a man off rip. And let's be honest, women, you know, most of the time, like when it comes down to it, guys have to accept a lot of our flaws too. You know, none of us are perfect. At the end of the day, if you're a mother, number one, That's something that a man has to accept. I don't care how perfect your body is or how much you snap back. He's still going to have to accept that kid and the baby daddy or children's father, whatever, that come along with it. Stop thinking that your crap don't stink.
Accept someone for who they are right now, like literally the person that you're seeing right now. This is all you're gonna get. Would you be happy? And if you wouldn't, do him a favor and let him go. Do yourself a favor and let him go. The third sign that you are settling for less is that when you're out, you have wandering eyes. You're constantly still looking. And this kind of goes more to people who are in relationships and are married, because when you're dating, it's actually okay for you to look at other people, like, or wonder, because you're still dating that person. It's not that serious. However, if you're in
Okay. Now that's false. Wandering eyes. I mean, come on. What are you supposed to not see attractive people? I mean, even we as women look at other attractive women. So if there's a bombshell in the room, I'm not going to be confused if my husband looks at her, because more than likely I'm going to see her too. Not in the same way, but I'm just going to be like, wow, that's a really attractive person. You know what I'm saying? Even a guy can attest to the fact that when a handsome man enters the room, you're going to see him. Like, come on. That just goes without saying. Like, that's just a stupid point to even add.
Relationship with someone and you're looking at someone else, that's a big sign that you're settling. I feel like when you're settled, as in you're happy in your relationship, you're happy with the person that you're getting to know, you're happy with the person that you've chosen, you're not looking for signs, you're not looking for other people.
No, it's not that you're not looking. Because believe it or not, you're going to look. You're going to see another attractive person. Your eyes aren't just going to not see attractive people anymore once you're married. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to be open to talk to or to exchange numbers or to go out with. That's what you're not going to do if you're happy and complacent in your relationship or in your marriage. You're not going to be open to anything. But are you just never going to look at another person? They're going to see beautiful women just as often as you see handsome men, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Seeing attractive people doesn't mean that they don't want you, and it don't mean that I don't want you either.
You're actually very happy with what you've got. Fourth sign that you may be settling is that you're secretly jealous of other couples that have what you want, or that may have the man that you want. Like, you're secretly jealous. You want that, and you may downplay it like, oh, it's not really real, or you judge it. If you're judging another couple, it's probably because you want that for yourself. The fifth sign that you may be settling is that you often daydream about being by yourself. You often daydream about being single again. Oh, what it would be like to have my own time, not have to share my food, share my space. You daydream, you desire to be by yourself. When you love someone or you're in a relationship with someone, you're getting to know someone, you're not trying to run away from them, you're actually trying to run to them. You are wanting to spend as much time with them.
Now, the last two, I can definitely agree, that's true. If you're fantasizing about being single when you're married and that's what you truly want, then yeah, you're probably not happy in your relationship. That's definitely true. And then if you are jealous of somebody else, then that means that you probably want that person they're with, which is kind of weird too, but I'm sure it happens out there.
It's possible. You're not trying to think about. And of course, it's normal to want to have space from someone, of course. But when you actually want to be single, like, this is long, you may be settling. The sixth sign that you may be settling is that this person gives you the ick. Now, I didn't know what the ick meant until Love Island 2019. But the ick is when you look at them like this. Like I keep on saying this, when you actually like someone, even the most annoying thing about them is cute. The seventh sign that you may be settling is it's starting to feel like a chore.
This is definitely not anything that anyone should go by, because at any given point in time in your relationship and dealing with human beings, period, people are going to give you the ick. You're going to have moments where you're like, yeah, I don't like that. I mean, but it doesn't mean that they're not right for you. See, this is the thing that people who are single as heck like fail to realize. So one thing that I came to realize is that it's not that you're settling for people, it's that you're just learning to grow with them. This person is not perfect, but neither am I. And we can grow together or we can not, and we can separate over time. That's something that happens naturally. But if you are, grounded and you want to be in a relationship, you're going to have to overlook some things about people, because guess what? You're not perfect every day, just like that person's not going to be perfect every day. And just how you have bad days, and you would want people to understand, like, you know what, I'm tired, or I'm going through something, or I'm hormonal, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. and you would want them to accept your flaws, you have to be willing to do the same thing. And that's sometimes what I think these modern women fail to realize. Women like her channel, almost 800,000 subscribers. So you can imagine she's making money. So like when you're beautiful and you have a lot of money, I'm sure her options are like probably pretty good. I wouldn't say endless or anything. Now, if she was a guy, they would be endless. But like, because she's a female at the end of the day and she's probably not 20 years old, she's going to have a limit, right? So like at the end of the day, you know, you have to realize if you want to be in a relationship, the person that you're going to be with is not going to be perfect. They're not going to have everything you want all the time. They're not going to do and say everything you want them to say all the time either. And you have to be ready for those days where they say something that doesn't exactly sit right with you. And it doesn't mean, oh, I need to jump ship. It means that maybe you can talk more about it and get to the bottom of it. Or maybe there's just some things you have to accept and move on. But I think part of the reason why a lot of these women are single is because they just feel like everything should be perfect all the time. Anything that makes them feel unsettled or unhappy is just like reasons and ground for leaving. And that's not what it is. Unless somebody is physically harming you or mentally harming you in some kind of way, more than likely you don't have a reason to leave. I mean, if they're like spending up all your money, hitting on you, cheating on you, disturbing your peace and your well-being at the end of the day, then yeah, maybe that's reasons or grounds for leaving them. But for the most part, just because somebody, you know, didn't make you laugh today, or they didn't compliment your new hairstyle, or they didn't compliment your new outfit, or they didn't say the right thing in front of a family member, or they didn't make the choice of restaurant that you like. I mean, there's a whole lot of reasons that people like leave, and it's just because they don't get what they want all the time. And I personally think that that's wrong. But yeah, there's a few more reasons here that she's going to give us.
It feels like too much effort. It feels like too much effort to call them. It feels too much effort to text them back. It feels like too much effort to go out with them. It feels too much of an effort to look nice for them. It's too much of an effort for you to cook for them. It's like, it's a chore. Like, when you're in love, everything is beautiful. You want to do everything. Yes, my king. Yeah, of course. Yes, yes, yes. When you love someone, when you're in love with someone, when you respect someone, it's yes, 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 yes. When you don't really like them anymore, it's no, 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 no. You start to actually say no more because you're not trying to impress them. You don't want to make them happy. You care about yourself.
She's giving you terrible advice there. Okay, in a relationship, you're going to have ups and downs. There's going to be days where, yeah, you do feel like doing everything 10 times over. And there's going to be days when you don't. And it is going to feel like a chore. Taking care of your kids is going to feel like a freaking chore. Does that mean you're going to stop loving them or leave them? No, you're just going to get your butt up and you're going to do what you got to do. I mean, that is like the worst advice ever. And this is exactly how you're going to end up single if you listen to people like her. Like, just because you have days where something doesn't feel perfect doesn't mean that it's time to leave. It means this is a growing period. It means this is a season that you're going to have to get through. Talking to each other, talking to a counselor, mitigating your issues is what you need to do. It doesn't mean that your relationship should just be over just because that flame, that hot, sexy, passionate flame has left. And I think that's why so many people are single right now and are refusing to get married and are thinking that marriage is just this horrible thing because they're expecting this like glamorous rainbow of like perfection all the time. And it's like, you're a human and you ain't perfect, so why do you expect the person you're with to be that either? Like, have some level of understanding that it's gonna hit the fan sometimes and you gotta be ready for it. I'm sorry. I'm just getting real in this video because this kind of stuff pisses me off because she's making it seem like you're settling if you feel like sometimes doing stuff for your partner is a chore. Well, I mean, everything is. You go to work, it feels like a daggone chore. Changing your kid's diaper feels like a daggone chore. Does it mean you don't do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is terrible advice, but there's a couple more minutes.
Only. And that might be a sign that you're actually settling. The 8th sign that you may be settling for less is that they don't inspire you. You may have been someone who was a go-getter, who was ambitious, and now you feel like, what is life? Or the fact that they're not ambitious is kind of wearing thin on your ambitiousness. So when there's two people that are ambitious or people that are go-getters, iron sharpens iron, there's sparks because you're like, babe, try this. And he's like, oh no, I haven't tried it, but have you tried this? And it's like a nice tennis. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. You're inspired. You both inspire each other.
Yeah, you should inspire each other, but you cannot look to your partner to inspire you. If you don't have the motivation within yourself, honey, to do better for yourself, something's wrong with you, not them.
And the ninth sign that you may be settling is quite a serious one and quite important. And the ninth sign that you might be settling is that I actually don't respect them when you think about it. And they almost embarrass you a little bit. You're not proud to be like, yeah, that's my man, and I'm gonna sit beside him. Like, you're not excited to show him off or speak. You don't speak highly of him because you don't respect him. Like, what you see as a man is not him. When a woman is in love and respects a man, she can't stop talking about him. She would not purposely do things to hurt him or disrespect him. No. When you respect someone, you're very, very careful about what you say, what you do, your tone. Like, you're very, very careful. When you look down, and that's what disrespect is. Disrespect is when you look down on someone. If you don't respect that person, men need respect, women need love. If you don't respect him, it's not going to work. And it may be a big sign that you're actually settling for him. And I'll say another one, it's kind of like a 9.5. If you feel sorry for him or you pity him, that may be a sign that you're settling. Nobody wants to be a charity case. Nobody wants you to be with them because you feel sorry for them. That's one of the worst reasons to be with someone, because you're going to start to resent them. You don't need to feel sorry for a grown-ass man. And if you do feel sorry for him, just remain his friend. Help him from a distance. But you don't need to be in a relationship with someone to help them in that sense. So sign number 9.5, you may be settling, pity him.
Are actually some pretty good points. Now that might actually be true for signs that you're settling. Like, number one, if you don't respect somebody, then yeah, you probably don't need to be in a relationship with them, because if you're mean to them or you say things out the way about them around, other people and things of that nature, that's not cool. That's definitely not cool. And it happens from time to time. I mean, depending on what they do to you, you can definitely go off on them. But like, that's more so like for a one case scenario. But if you're constantly talking bad about the person you're with, then that means that you don't respect them. If you don't have nothing nice to say at all when introducing or talking about your partner, then yeah, that's a good sign that you're not with them for the right reasons. You should want to be with somebody because you love them and you see a future with them. They just do something for you in a way that makes you feel like, you know what, this is the one. But when you are staying with them because you don't want to hurt their feelings or some weird crap like that, you're worried they're going to commit suicide or something if you leave, then yeah, that's not good. Those are actually two good reasons right there that she gave.
And number 10, the 10th sign that you may be settling for less is that you downplay what you actually deserve. You know all these things, yes, but you're like, but do I deserve what I actually want? Are my standards just too high? Am I looking for a needle in a haystack? Does that person even exist? And because you don't believe that person exists, you say, I'm gonna settle here, this is comfortable. I don't feel threatened in this relationship. I don't feel insecure in this relationship. Of course he's gonna be with me. Where else would he go? Who else would have him? Are you a garbage can? That's how you feel about yourself. And some women can feel like, why would I want something that I don't have myself? And this is where I don't agree with like for like. How can I expect him to have a house if I don't have a house? Listen, baby girl, when I did not have a house is a standard still, because we look up to our men. Why would you require less than what you have, or even similar? Aren't you supposed to be inspired by him? Aren't you supposed to be proud of him? And don't get me wrong, there's people that live at home and are working towards getting a house. I'm not judging anybody, but you know what is good for your soul. And what I really want to communicate in this video is, women, you have a choice. Like, you have a choice. You are a chooser. And I think a lot of people see relationships, see dating as a job interview. When you're at a job interview and you're pretty much desperate, you need this job, you're going to sit back and say, I'll do that, yes I will. You're not going to make a fuss, and you're going to be interviewed, but you're not going to be interviewing. However, if you had confidence and you're secure in yourself, you know that this job interview isn't the only one. You've got others lined up. So don't be so concerned about being chosen that you forget to choose. That's the end of the video.
On that last one, I guess that's somewhat realistic too. But I do believe, and we can always go back to like some of our old Kevin Samuels videos, there are a lot of women that want things that they technically don't deserve. And she's like saying, oh, well, you shouldn't have things that, the desires of your heart. Well, some women want things that they themselves don't deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, at a certain point in time, you have to realize where you are in life and what you qualify for. Like, I mean, someone, we'll just use myself for an example. I'll be 35 this month, actually. I'll be 35 on the 23rd of August. So do I qualify for a 25-year-old man who has no kids? A millionaire? No, more than likely not. Because if he's 25 and a millionaire, he would be able to get someone who's younger, doesn't have two kids, and probably even prettier. Let's just be honest. So why do we want things that we ourselves don't qualify for? And that's where I don't necessarily agree with her now. Someone like me, if I'm working and I'm working a good job to the point where I can afford certain things in life, does that mean I need to go on the corner and find a homeless man who's got a freaking cardboard sign and settle for him? No, of course not. At the end of the day, you're going to have some standards, and yes, you're not going to fall below those standards, but there comes a point in time where entitlement and just this whole modern woman idea of like, I get what I want, so shut up stuff, it needs to go out the window. Like, we as women have to realize we're not perfect either. And there are standards that we have and there are standards that men have. And just because we don't necessarily get what we want out of life doesn't mean we're settling. You kind of fall where you fall in life. And it doesn't mean you're settling at all, because maybe that's the highest of the potential that you could actually require. You know what I mean? Being a 34-year-old woman with 2 kids, I wouldn't qualify for a 25-year-old millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So like, that would be like a pig's fly moment, like once in a lifetime, you hit the lottery type deal. And I'm not saying that I'm not happy in the relationship I'm in. I'm just trying to provide an example for context, because believe it or not, I feel like I already won the lottery. Like, my man is really good to me and he's perfect for me. He makes me happy. He's a good person. And that's what's so important to me, to have somebody that's a good person and I can talk to, and who does actually inspire me and does meet a lot of the qualifications that I would have for a man, and satisfies me in so many different areas. And I appreciate that. But, I'm just using the 25-year-old millionaire, not because that's what I want, but just as an example to show, like, all of us have limits to what we can attain. And, these women, they preach this, oh, don't settle, don't settle, don't settle. And they're teaching you all this, and they're going to be the ones single. And then if you're listening to their advice, you're going to be single too. And if at the end of the day, you want a family, you want to be happy, you want someone to love you, you're going to have to broaden what you would accept into your life. And that's just what it is. And it's not like downing the bar or anything. It's just realizing reality. Like, realize that you're not perfect either. So just like how you're going to have to accept things with the other person, they're going to have to accept things about you too. And I think a lot of women forget that. Like, we're not all 10s. And I think Kevin Samuels was the one who tried to get us to realize, like, we're not all 10s. You know what I'm saying? We're not all 9s. We're not all 8s. We're not all 7s. Like a lot of people like to say, some of us are even below that. And some of us don't even hardly get on the scale. Like, some people are literally probably below 0 based on their lifestyle and things that they have. So like, at the end of the day, wherever you fall is the kind of person that you're going to attract in your life. And so if you don't like those kind of people, then maybe you should better yourself so that you can get a higher standard of person. That's just my opinion on everything. Please like and subscribe. Leave your comments. Tell me what you think about the whole situation. And I will see you guys next time.